Hello. Welcome. Good afternoon. Sorry we're starting a little bit later than usual. I was asleep.
And I was doing nothing.
We are very satanic looking today, though, just for you. So this is my Witchcraft for Bunny shirt. I don't know if you can notice, but he has a little pentagram tattooed on his forehead. He's up with his
On
little
his forehead, too.
with his magical staff and his carrot he uses to beat the souls of the damned.
I thought that would be like his magic wand.
No, that's what the staff was for. He has a little magic wand over here.
Oh, he does. Okay.
The carrot maybe is like his beating stick.
I mean, yeah, I've seen some meaty carrots.
And what about you, little Nicky?
Okay, well, I have on this demon hat, which is...
I don't know if you guys can get a little closer.
Oh, there's his tail.
There's his tail. Yeah, exactly.
All right, let's see.
On the brim.
There he is. Oh, let's see. That's
Careful with the cards, Mr.
Okay.
My little demon. He's my little demon today. He looks so funny.
And I have my lizard chaos shirt.
Yes, he's my little chaos maker. So, I hope you guys liked our little thumbnail. I tried to use the flames to obscure the more not safe for work aspects of Rich's avatar there. But today we are playing Demon Worker. This is the next installment in our
No, I have hiccups, baby. What am I gonna do?
Breathe deeply. This is the next installment in our Japanese designer focus series. So all of April we are playing all games by Japanese designers because, as we all know, there are far too many Japanese-themed games in the hobby that are Orientalist as fuck. So we're trying to go back to the source, so to speak. And there are so many amazing Japanese games that are coming over here now. So we wanted to highlight some of those and some other ones that should come over here. So if you are interested in more Japanese games, I'll leave a link in the description. I should have done that beforehand. I meant to. But if you're watching this after the fact, there will be a link in the description to a wonderful playlist by Jay from Cardboard East, who is helping me build my new wish list of Japanese games for next year's Designer Focus series. But yeah, he has a whole series of videos where he does the top 100 games from Japan. So there are several of these. This was on the list, among others. I think most of the games we're doing were on his list, actually. So I did pretty good there. So Demon Worker is, as the name implies, a worker placement game.
Nose. I don't like that.
Oh, yes. Hopefully it's not too reflective. I think you guys can see things
but it looks
pretty good today.
now. That looks straighter.
That's good. I mean, I'm fighting against the fishbowl, and also I thought I got this pretty straight, but it's a little tilted today, actually. Hopefully that will help. So this is a worker placement game by designer Shogo Kuroda. So this particular edition is by Japanime Games. So the original publisher was Group SNE, who's a pretty big publisher in Japan. And I guess Mosaic was part of the development team on this, who also did a roll and write game I really wanted to try and get for this month, but it's not going to happen because it's ridiculously hard to find. There isn't it's one where you're making your calendar, deciding what to do on summer break. But I think you need 3 people at least for it, which is how a lot of these Japanese games are. In fact, this game is also a 3 to 4 player game. There is no 2-player mode in the box, but we've sort of MacGyvered our own 2-player mode, and we're going to explain to you what the differences are as we do the teach. But yeah, Mosaic, I think, has folded, someone was telling me. They had several different games. They also have like a zombie tower 3D game. But yeah, the roll and write game they have, it's called, I think it's Natsu Memo. It's like summer memo. So you're like putting in your diary, your little calendar, where you're going to go. And anyway, that one is very hard to find. There are some paste ups on BGG for that one, though. So if I do manage to find a copy of that one, we will feature it on the channel at some point. But same development team. I don't know that this designer has done a lot of other things, but if I ever see his name again, I definitely would check it out, because this is one of our favorite one of my personal favorite worker placement games.
Oh,
actually.
Yeah?
I think so. It's basically, it gives you the sense of a big, chunky Euro worker placement game in an hour.
Not even it's. I mean, other than some cards, and this is not a huge.
In a very small box, it plays very fast. It's about an hour, and most of that hour is the last 2 rounds.
Yeah, exactly.
Which we'll kind of explain as we get into that. It takes us a lot longer on the last couple of rounds.
Well, you gotta make it happen.
So our play might be slightly longer than an hour, but that's typical for us. I was hoping to get done before. I don't know if that's going to happen. It might end up being a 3-hour stream again, but we shall see.
No, it won't be. You're gonna explain it so well.
So well and so fast. So if you are here, get in the chat. Let us know. Give a ring-a-ling. If not, we're going to get started and make sure you can... I know you can hear us because I can see the thing. So that's always helpful. Well, can you hear me? Kind of thing. So I need to sip my coffee first, obviously.
And then dive in.
So the King of Hell has passed away, or he's left, or something.
I think he passed away.
In either case, we are demon lords, demon princes and princesses, trying to compete for the throne of hell. Mm-hmm. And we're going to do that by proving how efficient we can enslave our demons and human souls. So if you're Christian, this is not the game for you. It's
probably not.
It's satanic, but very tongue-in-cheek level of satanic.
I think it's the way, like, an Asian person that was learning about, this stuff would look at it the same way when you were in school, you looked at Greek, the Greek myths, and you kind of thought, oh, this is so cool. But, that's kind of what we've got here.
Mm-hmm. I noticed they did get some of the, what are they called? The different demons under Satan.
Well, they have Asmodeus.
Mm-hmm. And Beelzebub. And Angora Menu. That's what I call him.
Angra Mainyu.
Yeah. I like Angora Menu, but anyway, so whichever demon you play as doesn't really matter. It's not asymmetric, they just have some like delightful little flavor text.
I'm sure we could spin off and go on a whole discussion on this, but I'm sure, like, for instance, Satan probably is the influence of Zoroastrianism on Judaism, and so Angra Mainyu is earlier and definitely has some bearing on the whole concept of Satan, which originally just was adversary.
The adversary,
yeah.
Capital T, capital A. So the heart of evil, sickness, wickedness, and the other 16 negative concepts brought to the human realm are his greatest achievements. You don't know what he's thinking, but his aggressiveness is terrifying.
Ah!
His pet, Ozzy Dahaka, is a mischievous dragon who readily eats humans. Nom 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 nom. You're my little Ozzy.
Little Ozzy, just call me Ozzy Dahaka.
Yes, my little Ozzy Dahaka. Okay, what's going on with you, Beelzebub?
Yesterday we played, I was Satan. Today I was drawn to Beelzebub. So he is the monarch of the demons and Lord of the Flies. Of course, that's, I think, what Beelzebub literally means, is Lord of the Flies. His wickedness is on par with Satan. The madness he brings about will cause the human realm to fall into chaos and terror. So Beelzebub is what's that ancient? It's
Baal?
No, Baal's related, but Beelzebub, I'm trying to think of, it's that other. Oh well. Whatever. I'm trying to
Rich
think of
isn't super refreshed on his demonology, and neither am I, so we're going to get into the teach now. So,
all right.
The game is played over 5 rounds, which is tracked with this little marker here.
That's my visuals.
And this is mostly our scoreboard. I love this little scoreboard. It's so cool, like the little black chalkboard thing.
No, it totally makes me think of a chalkboard.
And if we go past 50 points, there's these little markers up here for us to grab once we pass 49. So on the other side of this board here, this is the main worker spot area that we're going to be going to. It's just different cards, and you can put these in any order that you want. It doesn't really matter, but I have arranged them in tiers. One, because I think it makes it visually more obvious where you're going and whether it costs anything or not. And also, it's like the different circles of hell, you know, getting more and more concentric as they descend to the bottom.
It didn't actually show that in the rule book.
It doesn't really. I mean, it might have a diagram, but I like it this way.
This is how you're getting so much value for your nothing.
Yeah, in the rule book, which you have the rule book actually.
I do.
There. Could you hand it to me real quick? The rule book, which by the way, this rule book is just a fold out, which is nice. This is pretty much all the rules right here, which is nice. They do give they do give you a little diagram. They did it slightly differently than I did. I think this is for a 4-player setup. So I just
you get more spots for a 4-player setup.
You have 2 more cards for the 4-player setup. We're not playing with those because we're mostly following the 3-player rules in setup. And those open up the board a little bit, and I wanted it to be a little tighter at 2.
Okay.
So let's go over all the worker spots, and then you'll probably know the majority of the game by then.
Yeah.
Mostly they're getting resources. So this top row here is all the resource spots. They don't have any extra costs to go to them in and of themselves, though we will talk about potential costs later on. That is helpful.
I'm just going to show you these little...
which resources go with which. There's nice little little cardboard tokens. So we have the human realm is where we can go, and on each side you will see basically either a plus or a minus with the stuff that you get or stuff you have to pay. So in this case, if I send one of my workers here, so we each start with 2 human workers at the beginning. We're going to be getting more workers as we go, but the little tokens on each card represent your worker going off there. So, like, obviously we're not putting the whole card there. We're putting their token there. And then I would get 3 of these yellow, these are called sacrifice tokens. And if you look very closely, you'll be able to see that it's a little human face screaming, because that represents the human souls that we have enslaved. Not to be too dark. So you get the stuff. Similarly here at the slime farm, I'm going to get 4 food. And food is one of the main ways you pay for actions in the game and for summoning the demons. So it's a very important resource. Then next to that, we have the weapon factory. This is where you can get these blue axe-looking tokens. These are weapons. These are pretty valuable for summoning demons especially. And also for paying some of the planning cards, which we'll explain in a bit. And here's where you can get these gems. These are the rarest resource in the game. You'll notice over here that there's the least of them. So that's a very valuable spot at the Fairy Mine Mountain Range. I guess we're enslaving fairies too, in addition to humans. So the second row here are places that have an additional cost in order to go there. The evil worship place, you have to pay 4 of those yellow sacrifice tokens, but in exchange you'll get 2 EP, which are VP points.
That would be these.
Evil points. We're proving our evil here. And then you would also get 2 weapons in addition to that. So this spot at War, you have to pay 3 weapons, and in exchange you get 4 EP points and 1 of those rare crystal shards. And at increasing power, you have to pay 2 gems, but you get 7 EP points and 3 of these sacrifice tokens, which obviously are helpful for paying for other things. So then, descending to the next circle of hell, we have these spots here, which are very helpful. And places we're probably going to most frequently. So the war room allows us to get more of these planning cards. So these planning cards are essentially end of game scoring goals that we have, and they have delightful little flavor text like this one for the Philosopher's Stone. says, this stone contains the source of all things and unlimited power. They say that the one who takes on this power will meet a grim fate, yet alchemists dedicate their lives to pursuing it. That's not the juiciest one. Some of them are pretty funny.
I'm going to shuffle these because it doesn't appear that they've been shuffled.
But I need to also explain while you shuffle, so I'm not just waiting around for it.
Just take one.
So like this one, turn the oceans into fresh water. I love the way that they wrote this. They localized this really well, actually. So, like, turning the oceans from saltwater to freshwater would cause problems for humans, right? I think I read that somewhere. Anyway, it'll damage the ecosystem or whatever. I just love that. So, you'll see the points that you'll get at the end of the game here. If you manage to pay this cost here, this one is quite expensive. So you need 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 sacrifice tokens and 3 weapons. So some of them are even
but remember, you have
crazier
five rounds, and you're going to work towards that. That's
this one, though, is 3 sacrifice tokens, 5 weapons, and 1 gem. That's really expensive, but it's 23 points. So working towards those and getting those by the end of the game is a super important part of the game. That's the contract fulfillment aspect of the game. Mm-hmm. So the war room, when you go there, you'll be able to draw 2 of those planning cards. You're going to keep 1 and discard the other. And because we've sort of thinned the deck out, there's only 10 of these planning cards for us right now. We're just going to put them at the bottom of the deck when we discard them. But in a multiplayer game, you'd have double the amount of planning cards. So basically for the 2-player mode, what I've done, one of the main things that I've done is I've thinned out the deck. So in the regular mode of the game, there's basically 2 of every planning card and 2 of every demon worker card, but I've just taken the duplicates out. So that's one of the main things you have to do to play this at 2, just to make it so you'll see things a certain number of times and not be so dependent on luck of the draw, because you're not going to be getting through as many cards. So then last but not least, the audience room. This is where you're able to summon demon workers from your hand. So we're going to be... Oh, hold on, guys.
I thought I turned
just
that
spam.
off.
Turn what off?
Oh. The alarm.
I'm going to put it on silent. Now, do you want to explain the audience room real quick?
Yeah, the audience room is... Now I've forgotten.
Okay, so the audience room is where we're able to summon new demon workers from our hand.
Yeah, okay.
So, as I was starting to say, we're going to be drafting 6 workers to start at the beginning of the game. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We're going to be doing kind of a dummy player draft. I'll explain that when we get to that part. But basically, you're going to have these different workers in your hand. And in order to use them and expand your worker pool, you're going to have to pay their summoning cost here on the upper left. So like this demon's head is going to be a gem. And so I have to go to the audience room. I will pay the cost to summon them. And then I will add them here. I will not be able to use them, however, until the following round. Mm-hmm. I won't be placing one of these tokens on them until the beginning of the following round. But I'm getting them into the mix. And you can summon more than 1 worker on your turn, because you can only summon 1, though, I think, per visit to the audience room.
Right.
Because you can go to these spots multiple times. The only caveat to that is, why don't you put some out as if you've taken some actions?
Okay. You mean
just to model. So, in addition to any potential cost on the card, so like this one, these 4 up here don't have any cost in of themselves, but if someone else has gone there, or I should say, if there are any other worker tokens there, you have to pay 2 food per worker token that's already there. So, for instance, if Rich went here after I'd gone there, he'd have to pay 2. But if
I was going to say, if I was going to go again.
If I were to go there again, I'd have to pay 4 tokens now, because there were already 2 tokens there. Then if Rich wants to go there again on this turn, on this round.
1, 2, 3.
4, 5, 6. He'd have to pay 6 food for the privilege. So as people go to the same spots, it's going to get more expensive as the round goes on. So that's a big part of the resource management. And generally speaking, most of the demons have this. So in order to send a demon worker there, you also need to pay their, not the summoning cost.
Activation.
I think it's called activation, dispatch costs. They're dispatch costs.
Yeah.
So it's usually food. Some of the demons are a little quirky and have different hungers, appetites, shall we say. But this guy needs 2 food. So if I wanted to go there with him using one of my tokens, like let's just assume I'd had him in the mix already, I would have to pay 2 food to dispatch him. And then I'd also have to pay 2 food for the worker spot because I'd already gone there this round. So you always pay the dispatch cost first, and then when you go there, you may need to pay any additional costs. Like if I went here, I'd have to pay 2 food to dispatch the devil, and then I'd also have to pay these 4 sacrifice tokens in order to go to that spot. So quite expensive. And the contract cards, the planning cards are also quite expensive too. So you may be wondering, how am I going to do things efficiently in this game? Well, a lot of the workers have special abilities depending on where you send them to. So like this black steel golem, if I send him to a blue spot, which is the weapons factory, if I send this guy to the weapons factory, I will get 2 weapons in addition to whatever else I would get from that spot. So basically I'm getting 4 weapons instead of 2 in that case. If you see... Oh, good. If you see a little rainbow icon, that means any worker spot. So if I send this basilisk to any worker spot, I'm going to get +1 gem. This work guy has a different dispatch requirement, though. I need to spend 2 of my points in order to dispatch him. So he's a little quirky. And in addition, you'll see these EP points at the rightmost spot on the bottom of each of the worker cards. That's the amount of points you can get for them at the end of the game if you pay their dispatch costs one last time. This one is 0 because he has a really juicy ability and I'm spending points to activate him. The black steel golem's pretty good because at the end of the game, if I give him 2 food, he'll give me 6 EP. And you calculate that after the end of the 5th round. If you have the food, you're basically using your leftover resources to cash in those points. And this warlock is also pretty good. He's pretty expensive. He needs 3 food to dispatch and he's 5 points at the end of the game, which is pretty good. Also, if you see this icon with the little devils and a slash through it, you'll also see that icon here on the audience room. That means that you don't have to pay any extra cost if there's a bunch of other workers there. So the audience room is also the only spot that you can always go to. You don't have to pay an extra troll toll to go there, even if a bunch of people have already gone there this round. So that's the only spot where you have that, and this is the only exception to that as well, if you have the warlock. Okay, so what else do I need to explain?
The drafting.
So for the drafting, for the beginning mode of the game, before you're familiar with the demons, they do say you can just deal them randomly, but I think it's much more strategic and kind of less frustrating. It makes the game a little easier if you can get synergy of your cards. Yeah. So we're going to do a draft, which we're going to basically have a 3rd dummy deck for our draft. That's how we're making this draft work too. So I'm just going to split this into 6, and there's going to be 2 demon worker cards we are not going to see, just so I can make it more equal. So we don't have that weird mess.
Aren't you going to want to look and see which ones we're getting rid of? And then
I can show us what ones we're not going to have. We're not going to have the Fanatic or the Cyclops, which I don't think is that big of a deal.
I had the Cyclops last time, and it was good.
There might be another card that helps you with sacrifice tokens, but those are the ones that are gone. I should also mention... The other difference between this and the multiplayer game is the way that we're using these turn order tokens. So there's 4 of these turn order tokens. You only use 3 in a 3-player game. But I wanted us to be able to basically get each of them once. So we're doing kind of a conveyor belt thing. Rich is starting with number 1, which will give him 3 resources. So the first step of each round is going to be the feeding phase, which is us just getting the resources off the turn order token we currently have. So I'm going to have number 2 to start. So I'm going to get 3 food and 1 EP at the start. And then for the next round, I'm going to put my token here. Whoever's on the left puts their token there. Then Rich is going to pass me his token.
Mm-hmm. And then take the next one in the line.
So you pass me your token, then you take the next one in the line, and we'll just repeat that process. So basically, you're always passing and then taking something from the line, and I'm always putting something there. Is how that would work. Boop. Boop. Boop.
And now we're back to where we start.
Yes, we are back to where we start. That's how that would work. The first time I tried to do this, we were switching in a wonky way, but I think this is pretty clear.
Yeah.
So that's different. So the reason we're doing that is they obviously all have different resources on them. The third player token has 4 food on it, and the fourth player token has 4 food and a sacrifice token on it, which will be helpful to have in the game, seeing as we don't have those 2 cards that give you the bonus for sacrifice tokens. I think there's one more that has a bonus for sacrifice tokens, basically. And these 5 tokens over here, these are just in case. Sometimes you have, like, a ton of tokens going on. So if we wanted to do any exchanging, or I think if this is, if you, in a 4-player game, if you ran out of resources, that's what you could use these for. Okay. But we've never used them in a play, but I put them out there just in case we do decide to use them.
Draft.
Yes, and so I should also go over the scoring real quick before we get into it. So the stages of the round are going to be, we have our feeding phase, then we're going to go into our action phase where are my humans? Oh, there's my humans. Hold up.
Did you take back the
There's
rules?
more cards here. Now those should each have 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Did I take back what?
The rules book?
Yes. We're not starting yet because I need to explain the scoring before we do our draft. So we're going to do a draft of cards first at the beginning of the game. Then the steps of each round are going to be the feeding phase based on our turn order tokens. Okay. Then we're going to go into the action phase. And so we're going to start, as I said, with the 2 humans. And we always have to pay the dispatch costs. And then basically, once we have played all our workers or we pass, that will be the end of the action phase for us. So, like, if you don't want to use all your workers or you don't have the money to pay all your workers, you can always pass. And then the other person just keeps going until they use all their workers or they decide to pass. And so then after we do all the actions, then we just go into cleanup, which is taking our worker tokens back and putting new tokens on any demons we had summoned that round. We will pass our turn order. We will pass our turn order tokens, and then we'll start a new round. What were you going to say?
I was just going to say you pretty much have to add another demon worker in each round.
So yes, so we're going to be having a total of 6 demons within the round, and you have just enough tokens for those 6 demons. And and I want to go over scoring real quick. In addition to EP for feeding your demon workers at the end, if you have summoned at least 5 out of the 6, you will get a bonus of 5 EP. If you've summoned every single demon by the end, you will get 10 EP. And then the other thing you score EP for is if you've managed to complete these your planning cards. There's no penalty if you don't summon all your demons, and there's also no penalty if you don't fulfill all your planning cards. So you might as well take them so you have options.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, so leftover resources don't get you any points in and of themselves, nor are they a tiebreaker. The tiebreaker for the game is basically who summoned the least demons, because I guess you get rewarded for being more efficient, or who has the most board games in their collection. That's what it says in the rules. So I would win automatically in the case of a tie. But you beat my ass at this yesterday, so we'll see how it goes.
Was it that bad? I forget how many points.
I think it was 49 to 63.
Oh, wow. Yeah. That is getting around.
So Rich is probably better at this game than I am. So if you're looking for a model of min-maxing, this is the resource managed game par excellence.
It is.
It really
And
is.
I love resource management.
It's a lot of
games 'cause
resource
it's-
conversion. Like if you like resource conversion, this will definitely will be the game for you.
This game reminds me a lot of Praetor. Only it's more whimsical.
Yeah, so we'll save our full...
It goes way faster.
It
too.
is fast. So let's get started with our draft. We'll save our final thoughts for the end. So basically how this is going to work, here, you take that hand. We're just going to have a dummy hand there, which I think we should remove a card from the dummy hand every time as well. So
Okay.
actually, we're going to be starting with one less card.
I know what I'm taking. From that one.
Mm-hmm. I think I know what I'm taking too. So I'm passing this to you.
And you're taking...
And I'm taking the dummy hand.
No, did you take one out for the dummy?
Yes, I did.
Oh.
I'm going to do a totally different thing here.
Let's take a look at this one.
Maybe. I had a card that I had last time that I never even summoned and never even used, so I'm wondering if I want a second chance.
That's not so bad. Ooh, yeah, that's really good.
Yeah, you think so?
Yeah, but I want to just make sure.
He's got an expensive summoning cost.
Huh.
Though.
It's not so bad, but I think I'm going to take this one.
I think I'm going to take that one because I have a feeling you're going to take it.
Okay.
Okay, I can grab that one.
No, you get...
I'm passing
You
this
get the
to
one... No. There you go. You pass to me, you pick up the other one. Now, each time you're going to take one away from there.
Yeah, so another one needs to be removed. I'm going to go for this one. I'm going to try to just be cognizant.
Let's just take a
of
look.
synergies. Yes, so if you're teaching this to people for the first time or even just have issues with remembering things, this basically explains the whole game on this two-sided
like
sheet.
that.
So it explains like all the different action spots here. It has a breakdown of the iconography of the cards, and then it explains all the all the demons' powers on the back side, which is really useful.
Okay.
Yeah, that makes more sense. There's one I'm tempted to take.
So you're getting 6, right? In all.
In all.
Yeah.
I need to think. See, one of the things when I drafted last time is I wasn't paying attention to how many points I had for my workers for the end of the game, and that kind of matters. So you're kind of drafting your points at the beginning of the game a little bit. And also the abilities you're going to have. I think I need to go with this one. I'm going to need that.
Hold on.
Holding. Oh, we got to remove another one of these. It should be passing 2 to us.
I'll take that one.
Yes, I'm going to be passing this to you, and then I'm just grabbing that.
Okay. So we have 2 more to go? Yes, 2 more to go. Well, I know which one I'm taking. That's easy.
My decision.
It's different than yesterday, I can say that already.
It is going to be different than yesterday.
I'm playing with a different character and like almost
Okay,
completely
well,
different
that's the
cards.
one you're going to be stuck with.
Well, all right, then you have to take one from there.
Which means I'm going to be stuck with that one. Actually, I'm not mad about that.
I'm not mad about this.
I think
either.
I got a better spread of abilities this time.
And that's the leftover.
Yeah. So one way I had done it before is if you don't remove one from that third player, you have a choice of like 3 cards at the end, as opposed to just being stuck with that last one. Mm-hmm. But which kind of draft do you like better, this one or the way we did it before?
I can't remember how we did it before.
That's okay. That made sense though to people. Hopefully, how we did our drafting.
Sort of.
There's different ways you can do it with the drafting if you're doing it too. But you have some kind of dummy deck is the way you should do it when you draft it too. Okay.
So I do like my collection of cards.
I think mine came out pretty good too. So, sometimes getting stuck with that one at the end isn't necessarily a bad thing. Because it could be just the thing you need. The other way you can do it is not remove a card from the dummy deck as you go, but then, you have an unequal number of hands, which maybe that would make it less confusing on which one the dummy deck is, but in either case, it's time for us to get started. So, Richie's first.
Okay, and it's usually a good idea to go here and get to the, get some food to start with, or fuel, however you want to. What are these?
First step of the round. We take our resources from our turn order cards.
Oh, I know. I forgot to do that.
Can you give me an EP point, please?
Oh, you get one to start?
Yes.
You're blue. Mm-hmm. Okay, there we go. I got 3, you got 3, and an EP point. Okay, mm-hmm. And then I went here, so I get 4 more, which is that's good to start with. Definitely is good. Mm-hmm. And of course, I'm just going to explain a little of the strategy it's good to kind of order your cards from least requirements to most requirements.
Oh, I never even thought about
you did it?
What are the most expensive, though?
That's what I mean.
In terms of, what's more valuable?
Well, there's that. You can see how many points they're worth at the end, which I did pay attention to that.
That is a bad way. Yeah, because the sort of hierarchy of resources is really food, sacrifice tokens, weapons, and then gems. Uh-huh. So, that's the one rule I didn't explain during the teach. I'm glad I'm catching it now. When you go to the war room, in addition to taking planning cards, you also get to convert resources per this chart as much as you want. So it kind of shows you what everything is worth. So for food, you can convert into 3 sacrifice tokens. 3 sacrifice tokens you can convert into 2 weapons, and 2 weapons you can convert into 1 gem. So you can kind of use those values to do your conversion.
Did you notice there's a little demon bunny there?
Yes. Mm-hmm, he's there.
And
he's
helping.
Kitty.
A demon kitty and
he's
a demon
they're
bunny.
Helping. And then there's a little snake there too.
Oh.
So basically what that means is that you can convert 4 food into 1 gem. You could convert 2 weapons into 4 food. Vice versa. It goes in both directions. So that's just, if you want to go and just have at with converting your resources, that's the spot to go to.
All right, it is your...
Well, obviously, I also am going to need some food. But I'm not sure this is going to be very efficient because I have 3 food. I have to pay a dispatch cost for her. I have to pay 2 food to you. That's all my food. I'm just netting 1 more food.
Oh, I forgot to pay my dispatch cost. Sorry.
Already.
Shoot.
Make sure you do it in order. Well, I think this is what I'm going to have to do because then at least I'll still have a food left over to dispatch this guy. So I'm paying her dispatch costs. I'm going there. And also, when you pay the troll tolls, you're never paying it to the other player. You always play it into the supply. It'd be nice if, in Praetor, you were paying the other person. That would help with their
I know. That's the only thing that I definitely like that about Praetor.
But, yes.
Makes it more interactive and stuff.
Mm-hmm. 1, 2, 3, 4... Yeah, this isn't quite multiplayer solitaire because, again, people are getting in your way a little bit.
Yeah,
more than a little bit.
It's definitely not solitaire.
And as we go through the game and get more workers, this board will become quite crowded.
Okay. Yes, it does.
It's back to you.
I'm gonna looky here. And
You should try to summon a worker on your first round for sure if you can.
I'm thinking about it.
And again, when you summon workers in the audience room, you don't have to pay any troll tolls. That's what I call them. The additional worker cost.
Well,
Work spot
I
cost,
am.
whatever it's called.
We're
gonna call it troll tolls.
I'm gonna pay my
Your
activation dispatch cost, and I'm going here to the fairy mine.
You want some gems?
Fairy mountain mine. I do want a gem.
I like troll toll better. I think they just call it additional cost.
Troll toll.
I like troll toll better.
Yeah,
sure.
It's cute.
It just calls them additional costs because additional costs also refers to these costs on these cards here.
Oh shoot! I was not able to go to the audience room.
Yeah, that's why I was like, oh, he's going there.
Mine are pretty expensive. The summoning cost.
Well, again, if you don't summon
cheap.
one on your first round, it's not the end of the world, but then you're only going to have 2 actions in the next round.
I'm going to have to do a lot more summoning next time.
Okay, well, so you don't want to retcon that?
Nope.
You're good with that decision?
I have to. I couldn't, wouldn't
He has a
enough.
plan.
Yeah.
I also have a plan. I'm going to this audience room. I have to pay a dispatch cost, but that way I can summon this orc.
Oh, yeah.
You want to know why?
I had the orc last time, and that's
because
so
every
good.
time I go to this spot with the orc, I get plus 3 food. So I'll get 7 food.
You're getting
whenever I
double.
go to that spot. It's not quite double. It's 7 instead of 4. But yes, that will help me.
It's over double.
I don't want to run out of food. It's less than double because double would be
because
8.
you're getting 3 instead of 4. Okay.
Do you guys like see me in a tank top? It's like, I hate my upper arms, but whatever. I'm a chunky boy. Well, that's I think it.
We got to take it back.
Mm-hmm. Now we do our cleanup phase, which is pretty easy in the first couple of rounds because we don't have a lot of workers.
I know. I was a little shocked.
And then we're going to be switching tokens, so I'm putting this one back there like that.
You're getting that one, and I'm taking 3.
That's right. And that's all there is to... Oh, and then you have to put your new tokens out for any workers you summoned.
Yeah.
So now I have 3, which I'm very happy about. And I'm very happy that you only have 2. Because that means, that third one will be open season for me.
I know. But I get 4.
But he'll catch up, I'm sure.
So, yes, I will. I'm going... Woo! There we go.
And I get 3 food, which is good because I spent all my food last time. But I'm pretty sure... I'm going first this time, though, so I'm sending my orc off. Oh, wait, I can't send my orc off. I need sacrifice tokens. Oh, well, then I'm going to have to go and get some sacrifice tokens, aren't I? To pay for him. That's okay. I wish I could have just gone to that food spot before you do. But you have lots of food.
I do have lots of food. I don't really...
Well, I'm not going to try to influence your strategy.
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 I do not think I will. Oh,
I knew when I said hashtag hot gay demon domination that I was going to be hot today with these lights. I brought them closer.
I am going to go here and get some weapons.
Mm-hmm. I'm going to start thinking about my weapon economy, too.
You just got to get these resources. There's no question about it.
Of course.
And
that's the point of the game.
So you only have 2, so, when I go again, I got to go to the audience room.
Indeed. Well, now I can pay for my orc, which means I'll get 7 food, which will help me.
Very good. I thought the orc was really useful last time.
He is. This is like the most basic economy of the game is these food tokens, and it's just been so tight for me in the past. I was like, you know what? I don't want to have to suffer.
So is this game readily available? Is that
Yes, this one is available. I got this at a local bookstore. You can also get it on Amazon and through the Japanime website. So it's quite available in the States.
Oh, good.
Unlike some of the games we'll be playing here this month.
I'm going to go out. I know we're saving our review for them, but I just feel like if you watch this, at the end of it, you're gonna go, "Oh, I want to play that."
This is the perfect spooky season game too, by the way.
It is.
It only plays up to 4. And it does say
That's
3 to
too
4 on the
bad.
box, but we're here to help you and show you that you can play it at 2.
Oh, you definitely can, and it's fun at 2.
Just with a couple of tweaks.
All right, so
Nothing
I have to
game
pay the summoning. No, this is the activation cost. And
summon
I
anyone
am
else?
going to go to the audience room so that I can pay for old.
We're having a
Dragon.
little infernal town hall in the audience room, you know.
I know.
Campaigning.
So I have to pay the summoning cost, which is a gem.
I love the old dragon. He's so cute in his little like goggles.
I
He's
know.
diving deeper into
This
the
is
fairy
funny
lines.
because this is exactly opposite to how it was yesterday. I had the orc
It is.
and he had old.
I guess I
dragon.
learned from you.
I know. Well, we'll see. I think having the orc is like really. I wanted to
I
see
agree.
about the old dragon.
But I'm also going to the audience room because obviously I want to summon another worker.
Yeah.
Oh, I have. Did I pay her activation cost already?
Whose?
Yes, because I had 3 at the start. I paid 1 to activate the other one. Yeah, so I'm good. So I'm going to be summoning this goblin dude. And he has 2 sacrifice tokens. There go the human souls. And then every time I go to a spot with him, I get a sacrifice token.
That's good. That's good. Okay,
will help
so we're going
I
to.
haven't thought about planning cards. Oh, guys! I forgot another thing. This is what happens. I always forget one rule. And here's the rule I forgot. At the start of... It's more a setup thing. At the start of the game...
didn't even do that.
At the start of the game, you are supposed to select a planning card.
Well, it'll be easier now.
We're already in the second round, but okay. I like the idea of this. I should go with the one that's more points. I will go with the one that's more points. Just so I can read this flavor text. Purge operation. The netherworld is suffering a contagion of unnecessary ideas like love and morals. We will use our military might and our hatred to purge those notions and be reborn.
I am now typically like it's easier.
It's only 8 points.
Yeah,
but
it's
for
only
weapons.
eight points, but it's easy to get.
Yeah,
but
relatively speaking.
I was able to do this goal yesterday, so I'm gonna guess that I should
Woo!
be able to do that goal
Hello.
again. If I can do it
Nurse.
once,
You want
I
to
should
read
be
it
able
for
to do
some
it.
numbers?
The plan is simple. Get a bunch of goblins, orcs, mass-produce golems, etc., and throw them at the human realm. It's a pretty basic plan. And kind of an expensive one, but it does actually work. Monsters with crude weapons just surge in and spread chaos. Pretty cool, huh?
It is pretty cool.
And then that's...
Well, I hope you have a card that gives you gems.
Oof, I don't know if I do. But I'm gonna...
Or weapons.
Alright, so we're gonna take our thingamajigs back.
That was round 2. It goes fast.
I know.
In the first half.
So we were in round 2.
But
now we're
in the
already at
last
round...
2/5 is when things really start to hit
Oh,
the fan.
it slows down.
Because the more workers you have, the more stuff you're spending, and the more you need to really think about the order of operations.
This is going to go here. This is going to go to you, and I'm going to take 4.
So in the way that we're doing it, one person will go twice, will be first twice in a row, but the first player in the first round is also the first player in the last round. So that's to sort of compensate for that. Because obviously there's odd number of rounds either way, one of us is going to be going first more often than
Alrighty then.
So I need to put my things back on here. I have 4 workers. He only has 3.
Yeah, I'm gonna.
I'm thinking. Yes, I just want to summon. Get summoning. But I need to think about. Oh, we have to take our resources. Don't forget to feed.
I
So I
just
get
got
4.
my resources. Yeah.
1, 2, 3, 4. Wow, I have a lot of stuff. Do I need a lot more food? It's really efficient when I just go here and get a ton of food. So I'm going to go there. Oh, wait.
You first? I thought you were first last round.
3 is less than 4. So I'm still going first. As I explained. It's a little asymmetric in that sense. Because then you're going to be going first in the last round.
Why can't we just go, why do we have to do it that way? Why can't we just pass it back and forth?
Because there's 4 different ones.
Whatever. I don't understand, but it's all right. I'll do what the man says.
Are you calling shenanigans? This should have been alternating because in the first round it was 1, 2, then 2, 3, now 3, 4. Then 4, 1. You're going first next round.
All right. I'm just going to drown my sorrows in some M&Ms here. Since there are shenanigans going on.
There are not shenanigans happening.
With rabbits, there are always shenanigans.
It's the best way to do this. I think this is a round where I really need to get the resources happening because I have a lot of food but not a lot else. So I'm going to go here first because I need those. You know what? I'm thinking of a more efficient way to do things. I'm going to go to the war room instead. And I'm going to get another planning card. Oh, that one, Invade the Human Realm, is too expensive. I'm going to go with Netherworld Bacteria. The fearsome plan involves taking cultures of the unique bacteria of the Netherworld and unleashing them on the human realm. As the contagion spreads, the demonic bacteria world will sap the life force of the humans who inhale them. It's a little too real. So now we know how COVID got started. It was the demons in hell! Christian conspiracy theorists and doomsdayers, you were right! And then I get to convert stuff. So I'm going to spend 4 food to get 3 of these guys. I wonder if while I'm here, I should just spend some more food to get some weapons. I'll spend 4 more food to get 2 more weapons. This is what's happening. That way, I won't have to waste my precious worker times going to a bunch of the same spots in a row over and over. Cool.
Well,
did I pay her dispatch cost? I don't think I did.
Here, I'm paying a dispatch cost right now.
Don't forget to pay the dispatch cost first before you take the token off the worker.
And I am going to go here, too, because I need the same thing.
Well, see, aren't you glad I didn't make it more expensive for you?
I am glad, because I have some catching up to do, because he has more workers. So
it's true. So now...
And he keeps... you're going to...
what?
You're going to go first again next round.
No, not. Because you'll have 1. Because you're taking from the end.
No.
No, you take...
No.
2 is higher than 4. It always goes by who has the lower number.
Oh, so you're going to have 4.
Yeah, because it's ranks.
Okay, good.
Yeah,
good.
So I just got 2. Someone has to get 2 in a row because then the first person is doing first in the first and last round.
Alrighty.
And when we tried to do it pure alternation with the tokens, it was more confusing. So, it's my turn. So I'm gonna dispatch this guy. I am gonna go and get more food, just so I'm flush. Five, 6, 7 food. Now it's your turn.
Okay.
Sorry, I took the thing off the wrong thing and paid the wrong thing. I was sending the orc there and have to pay a sacrifice token as his dispatch cost.
Okay.
Sorry.
So I'm going to dispatch this human here to get more weapons.
Well, I'm glad I just got my weapons at the war room.
Um. Yeah, but you have
To
to.
start
You
thinking
have
about
more. You had more souls than I have.
I
Or
had-
sacrifice tokens. Are called.
No, I had more food tokens, which is what I used to convert for all that stuff.
Oh yeah.
So-
I should remember to use that too.
Yeah, so these conversions go in multiple directions. So and you don't have to go step by step. You can skip over a step, you know.
Mm-hmm. Alrighty, you
Like, I don't need to sit there while you go take 4 food and then take 3 sacrifice tokens, then put the 3 sacrifice tokens back to take 2 weapons, to put the 2 weapons back to then take the gem. You can just take the gem.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, it is your
Or
turn.
vice versa, you can just put the gem in and take 4 food.
Okay.
That works both ways.
Okay.
So maybe we want to do this one. Maybe we want another sacrifice token. So his dispatch cost is 1 food for my goblin. And where am I going to send him? I can send him anywhere.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, obviously not here. I don't want to pay those costs. Oh, I need to summon another demon, probably. Yes. This Minotaur.
And this is, I had the Minotaur last
Oh my god,
time,
I
too.
totally did just take all the cards you took last time. You took all the cards I took
And-
this time, isn't that right?
Not all of them, but I do have some of them that you had, for sure.
I see Doulahan in there, so yeah. So, I did something wrong with Doulahan. When we get there, I'll explain. Just remind me.
He has a really steep, or they, I should, since there's 2 of them, have a
Trends.
really steep summoning cost.
Yeah, well, let's remember to explicate about that when you summon him, because I got
Okay.
a rule wrong about him last time.
Okay, this is the dispatch cost for Old Dragon.
So
And
cute.
he is gonna go here.
Now, you don't get this extra
I
bonus
know,
unless you
in
send
the
him to...
yeah,
those-
I know, but these have they're so expensive.
They are steep, but they can be worth it if you time them right. Because you are netting a profit from them generally.
So I'm going to do the Goblin Tank, which I did have last time. So,
Yeah,
somewhere.
that does synergize well, obviously, with the Goblin, but it's not really necessary. And with the Basilisk, which I had the
Okay.
Basilisk last time.
So I have to pay 2 souls, which are the sacrifice tokens, and a weapon. And now
Now you
Goblin
know
Tank is for
he's
next time.
queued up and ready to report for duty. Like, you know what they say in the army? Hurry up and wait. Do I wanna? I'm thinking of going back to the war room. I have so much food I could convert into things. You know.
You could.
I'm thinking that's what I'm gonna do. I'm all about the war room today, I guess. Now, I have to pay the dispatch cost for him. I have to pay an additional 2 because even though it's my own token, I still have to pay the troll toll.
Mm-hmm.
I have to pay the greed tax, and I do get to pick another planning card. Like I said, you don't get dinged for them, so you might as well keep them.
I know this is going to be terrifically hard too.
It is.
So I might. Let's see.
I think I'm going to go with Ice Age. So humans have this new technology called an air conditioner. We are going to build a giant air conditioner and create a new Ice Age. It will have the bonus of cooling down the Netherworld. You know, because it's pretty hot in here. Okay, but then I also get to convert some shit. So, which is the main reason I went here. So, 1, 2, 3, 4... would give me... I'd be losing a lot of food, but I'm getting food from the thing that you're about to pass me.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to get... is it worth it, doing all the food, to get 3 of these, do you think?
I do not know.
I'm going to go with it. Because I need... Yeah, I'm going to go with it. This may not have been the most efficient thing for me to do, but... You know what?
Oh God, here we go.
No, I'm going to stick with it, because I like the idea of this planning card. I like having options with the planning cards.
I am gonna have to get some options too because
Yeah.
I feel like this might be.
I still have time to figure
We
my
only
life
have
out.
2 more rounds.
Only... We have exponentially more actions. The last two rounds. One time we were playing for the game. Oh, we'll be done with this in an hour. The fifth round took us 30 minutes. Just the fifth round.
Well, I mean, but for me, you already have 5. You're on track to get all of your cards
I've
out,
summoned 3.
which
I still have a
you
summon
get a
3
10
more.
point 10 EP for summoning all your demons, right?
Yes, you get 5 if you summon all but 1.
Oh, okay. Well, that's not bad.
So you have a total. You can end up with a total of 8 actions in the final round if you're smart about it.
All right, time
Which
to take
means that final round can go a while.
Right? You're done. I'm done. So let's take them back.
Yep. And let's not forget to put the new tokens on.
Yes, and we're moving to round 4.
And then we are passing. So that goes there.
You get this one. I get this one. 2.
And now you're going first again because 2 is a higher rank than 4.
Okay, and I get I've caught up to you in EP points now. And I get...
Yeah, sometimes you don't get a lot of EP points during the game, but fear not. I had like a big lead on EP points I got during the game, other than Rich, and he still beat me by more than that margin. So, you really don't know. A lot of it really depends on if you can feed all your workers at the end or not. And I didn't manage to summon all my workers, so I had much less points to cash in than he did.
I'm going first.
Yes.
I am going to do that so I can put the human over here to get more souls. Because a lot of things, it's the second most common one after the food, and a number of the demons require it for for either summoning costs.
I do like
dispatch.
this tip you gave me of like arranging your demons by their costs, because I'm basically summoning them in order, and it's actually working out pretty well for me.
So
that was a good strategy tip.
I know. I should have.
You should have, because.
But we're like that with each other. We always try to help each other's game get better. Like it's like, that's where the real strategy comes in. Is like, okay, you've got some strikes against you or whatever, or disadvantages, but then you have to work harder. So that improves your, then the efficiency part of the puzzle really kicks in. And you have to figure out, how can I've got to catch up with him. I'm probably going to have to summon 2.
Yeah, well, I'm sending, in any case, I'm sending my mini tower over to, I get this bonus from him in either case, but let's pay a dispatch cost first. And let's go here. If I send him here, I'm not going to get the bonus in food, but I'm going to need food. Because I realized Did I get food? Did we do our feeding phase?
I did.
I didn't do my feeding phase. I keep forgetting to do that. It's so weird of me.
Okay. No, I did.
1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. Then that changes what I was going to do. But I'm still sending him off, so...
So you paid his cost?
Yeah, I paid his cost already. So why don't I go to here? Wherever I send him, I get +1 weapon. So that'll get me 3 weapons, which is exactly what I'm going to need. Okay. So it's your turn now. Just in case you weren't aware. Or maybe you're painfully aware of such things. I do like to kind of put resources here just to see where I'm at with my planning things. But obviously they don't have to live there. I can still spend them, but just to help myself visualize.
All right, here's what's happening.
Yeah?
I am paying the old dragon's dispatch cost. And I am sending him to the war room. And at which point I have to pay 3 weapons. 1, 2, 3. And let's see, what else must I do? Oh, I take care of this card first before doing this card. Which is the order?
So the order is you pay the dispatch cost,
Mm-hmm.
take the token, pay the additional cost.
I did.
Okay, then you take this stuff. Then you do the bonus on the
Okay,
worker.
so it's 1, 2, 3, 4 EP.
Then you get a gem.
I get that.
And then your worker gives you +2 EP because you went to a purple spot.
Now, ordinarily, it may look like, because I'm out in front of him now, but the same thing happened yesterday. You went out ahead of me, and then I ended up passing you when we went to the end. Mm-hmm. So you can't freak out. Like
I did explain that earlier.
Well, I know. I'm just saying it's really good to just have a long-term. You do need long-term goals in this game because you know.
Well, yeah, the planning cards help with that too, I think.
They do. So let's see. I did that. I got the 2 extra. And then that would be that, wouldn't it? That's all.
Wow. I'm going to need to... I like the idea of using this guy. So I'm going to pay a food to dispatch my goblin here. And that'll get me a gem. And his bonus is I get a sacrifice token when I send him to any spot. So that'll get me one of those. Which is very nice. Want to work on these. Visualist. I need 2 more gems for this. I'm going to need another gem for this and 2 more weapons. And then another weapon here. Wow, I could get... Usually I don't get more than 1, maybe 2 goals if I'm lucky. If I got all 3 of these...
And you're... Okay, I haven't even started.
23 is a lot, though.
Which is one of the reasons
I have about 38 points, potential points there. And a lot of it depends also on the array of points from your workers as well.
I mean...
It seems to me, I think the majority of points does come from paying the workers at the end. That's what seemed to be the case yesterday.
Yes.
And the planning gives you a nice boost. But... Right.
I am paying the... I'm going to pay the activation cost for my... Excuse me. For my goblin tank. Mm-hmm. And... Goblin tank is going to go here.
Yeah, you do need another
the war room.
Just to give you options, you know?
Yeah. I guess let's just do it because I don't see me getting... It's too... For whatever reason, I don't have the... I had the right cards to do that yesterday, but I'm not going to have the right cards to do that today.
Yeah, we kind of switched roles in this game.
We did, and
we'll see.
I'm going to go for an easier one this
time.
Here,
can you leave this area for me? Because I'm going to need this space here. So just rearrange your things a little bit.
No. You got already more space than I have. I'm like right over here in the corner.
Guess you guys don't.
Are these done then, or do we flip them?
They can't even see your demon. You don't even have your demon up.
Because
you're looking at this.
No.
You should have like a little thing there like that so people can see which demon you are.
I need to see my money.
That's true.
And now you're confusing me because I know. Okay. What I was going to ask is, do we reshuffle these and you can still go there?
Have we gone for them all?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Then you reshuffle.
Okay, I'm going to reshuffle.
Yeah, so in this 2-player mode with the plan cards, like, you know, it's the same as in a multiplayer game. If you run out, you just reshuffle.
Okay, so I got that, but I'm also going to trade in for food. For 2
I'll drag this over
weapons.
as your worker thing builds if you need to.
Okay.
Oh, that's why I said
I need an extra. I get 1 extra EP.
Hold up. This is why I said
There
we
it is.
needed to stack these in a certain way. So actually, what's going to happen is we'll do something like this. That way we can conserve our space a little bit better.
You mean the little tiny, almost non-existent space you gave me?
Yes, that space. That way you can slide over a little bit more if you need to.
I'm over here in the corner. You've got all this stuff over here. I don't have all that.
Oh my
Crocodile
God.
tears.
Yes, exactly. My murder log. I'm going to get you that shirt. It has the alligator on it. It says murder log.
Murder log.
So you see why we love this game. It goes into our whole, like, kaiju core aesthetic.
It definitely does.
Is it my turn?
Yeah.
Okay, good. Because
it is.
I'm thinking of sending this guy off to get more food just for shits and giggles. Because maybe
Gosh, you have so many more workers than I do.
Well, I think I'm about to summon another one.
Wait a minute. How can you... Oh, you do have 5. I see. So you have 5.
So I'm going to pay his cost to go here so I can summon this warlock. 1, 2, 3 weapons.
Oh, you had warlock last time.
Yeah, and who did I send? I just sent that guy, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's it. Because this guy, he allows me to ignore the troll tolls when I use him, so I'm really going to want him towards the end.
So you can see this game is so much about the resource management and looking at the cards to see what the costs are going to be. So my last action will be, there's the activation cost for my human here, who is going to go to the audience room so that I can bring out Jack-o'-lantern.
Oh, he's good. I almost got him, but I never ended up summoning him last time, and it was between him and the warlock, so...
So 2 souls and a gem to summon the Jack-o'-lantern.
What's nice about these demon worker cards is they all have good powers. It's just a question of getting them summoned and synergizing them, Cool. Well, I'm going to send this human bitch off.
The human bitch?
And I'm going to go... Oh, you went there to the gem, so I can't go there now.
I didn't go to the gem. You went to the gem.
I have a gem, though, right?
Right.
Oh, well, then I can just go here and summon Medusa, who's a really good card, because every time I send her to the fairy mine, I get +1 gem. So she's pretty good.
I had Medusa last time.
So I'm paying a gem. That's her summoning cost. And she's 5 EP at the end of the game. I got a good amount of points going here this time.
You did.
I had a bunch of zeros last time. So if you have workers that are free to dispatch, they're generally less points.
I think you're going to win this time just based unofficially on what you've got showing there.
Like I said, you're basically drafting your points at the beginning of the game. So yeah, that was one of the things that I was like, okay, I need to pay more attention to that this time. You can still win.
I have only 15 right here. What do you have showing? You have 6. That's 10.
It's 22.
15, 20, 22. So see... That's the difference. He's already got 20.
Well, but so just work on getting a lot of EP. You have cards that give you automatic EP, so that'll probably help you.
I was trying to. That was something I didn't do yesterday. I didn't have the cards that have the extra EP.
Yeah, and I was using my extra EP in the last game because I had the Basilisk, whose dispatch cost requires points, so that was eating up my lead.
So you have an extra.
I do. Yeah, you're already done. So I'm dispatching this orc using a sacrifice token. I need food. So yeah, he is going here so I can get 7 food. Because I'm about to get that 2 token doesn't give me as much food, so I need to stock up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I am officially in love with this orc. Fucking love him.
No, I I think that might be the one thing that I have learned from this is like, no, you need to get the orc.
So the more you play this game, the more you really get to know these team of workers and know, okay, that's the one I want on my team, on my roster.
This game is funny in that it's almost like organized sports. You know how people have their, they talk about drafting the players.
That draft at the beginning is super vital.
Who would you get on your basketball team?
If you play it, even if I think if I was teaching this, you can't really do a draft when you're teaching a game to someone, though, because they don't know the powers yet and what's going to be useful.
No, you can't do
So that's the hard part. So if you are teaching this to someone, though, I think you could just curate maybe like a starter hand for somebody, just so that you can set them up for success, because the first time we played this and we did the random cards, it was so hard. Yeah, it was so hard, so it's better to draft them. Okay, I think that's the end of the round.
I will say this hand that I have this time, it's much harder than yesterday. Mm-hmm. I think I'm
very happy.
I knew this was going to happen.
Draft here.
This happens a lot because we always play the games before we're going to do the live stream.
Because we're trying to be professional.
Yes. And then he always ends up copying my strategies and other things, and then winning.
You could still win.
I don't know.
You just need to summon a lot more workers. You need to. This is the round where you need to summon workers because you can summon workers in the final round, but you're not going to be able to use them in the final round. But you will be able to pay them for the points at the end. So even in the last round, it still behooves you to summon the demons.
I don't even know if I'm going to get any.
Oh, we have to pass these things.
Yes, we do.
So to pass me 2. Then you take 1. No, yeah.
Okay. So I get 1 twice. I don't think I ever got 2.
Yeah,
No, you started out with 2.
You're supposed to take 4 then.
No.
We already got it confused. We did it perfectly yesterday, but I think they got it confused today.
I think you got it confused today because I ended up with 1.
You should end up with 1 at the end in the final round.
But I didn't start out. I started out with 1. So I should get 4.
What did you just have? 4. You should have 4 then.
I had that. I had 2. Yeah, so for me not to repeat anything.
Well, you're going to have to repeat the 1, just not any of the other numbers.
No, this is the last round.
No, this is not the last round. This is round 4.
We're done. That was round 4.
Then you should have 1. We did it right.
Except for, I don't...
You should have 1. We did do it right.
Well, then
you questioning me.
Well, I didn't get 2. I never had 2. Because I started with 1, it passed to you, the 2 was here.
Then you should have taken from that side. You were taking from here when you should have been taking.
You told me to take from that side.
Well, I was incorrect.
You're full of it. He's just full of it.
So this worked perfectly yesterday. I really wanted to model this for the stream, but. Guys, you don't have to do it the conveyor belt thing if you don't want to, but if you do...
Don't let the rabbits talk you into these
We tried to go over it the first time because it was supposed to go like this. I'd go to 1, then the 2 would go at the end. Then you would get the 3.
Yeah, this is what I never had.
Then you would go to the 1.
Wait, I did have 2.
Then I would put 3 there and take 4. You would take 4.
Let's do it again. I started with 1, you started with 2.
Let's try to model this to see if this makes sense. Because it makes sense in my head, and it made sense when we did it yesterday, I swear.
All right.
Then we pass. I would put that one at the end.
And so this was second round. I got this one. Third round, I got this one.
Hold up. You just took from the front.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
So that's fourth round. And then, no.
I should have taken the 3, not the 1 then. You should end up with 1, and I should end up with 2. That's the point of
I
that.
started with 1.
Yes, that's what I'm saying.
Well, then
So
I
the
wouldn't get all 3 of them.
So the person who starts in the first round is also going to be first in the last round. But then that means the other person will get to go first multiple rounds in a row.
But the problem is that if I get 1 at the beginning and at the end, then I cannot have all of these.
Yeah,
over the course of the rounds. Or would I? Oh, there's only 4 of them, so yeah, there's 5 rounds. So I would.
You got 2 at one point.
So
it just wasn't in order. So.
All right. Well, I'm not going to forget to take my.
Again, this is kind of our little experiment. I hope it makes sense what I was trying to do there with the conveyor belt. It didn't to Rich.
It did.
But the point of it is just that we would each get at least 1 shot at one of these, but one of us is going to get 1 twice, and one of us is going to get 2 twice.
Yes, and that gave you.
So you only get 2 once, but you get 1 twice. So I get 2 twice, but I only get 1 once.
Yeah, but look at the difference. The difference is you get 2 EP points out of your system, whereas I'm missing the 2 EP points. I only got this once.
Yeah, but you get to go first more times than me. You get to go first 3 times.
Right, so
I only get to go first twice.
Yeah, I guess it works out. Whatever. We've got to move on, folks, because this is just insanity.
Insanity, he says.
Is there anybody even watching?
You always ask that. Don't worry about it.
No, I want to know. Is anybody commenting? Please
comment. Nobody has gotten into the chat, though.
Nobody has gotten into the chat? I just don't see how that's possible.
I'm sure people will watch after the fact.
Am I going first?
Yes. That whole conversation was about how you feel shortchanged because you're going first in the last round.
Oh, shoot. Well, Are you
sure this is round 5?
Yes.
You just dropped a token.
I am positive this is round 5. It just went too fast this time.
The rest of the game always goes so fast, and now
it's hard, and this is where you've really got to. It goes slower because now I only have so much in which I can try to get all of this done, and
well, we have to take our resources. So can I get a point?
Yeah. All right. I think what's going to happen is that... I am going to pay... Ooh. And it starts... Your money starts kind of getting iffy too here. I'm gonna take and go here and get some weapons. Oh God, I don't like this. And that's all that gets me. So
I am gonna pay Medusa 2.
How do you have 7 and I only got 5? Did you bring out 2 in one round?
I did in the last round. I did the Warlock and Medusa in the last round.
Man.
And I did the Minotaur and the Goblin in the round before that. I think we're only on round 4, but he says we're on round 5, so... I'm going here. And I get 2 gems, because +1 from Medusa. That's her power. If I can grab them. Well, that'll be helpful. I need 1 there. I need even more. Maybe I'll use all this extra money just to pay Troll Tools. Oh, I gotta pay them too.
Okay. I'm gonna pay a summoning cost for my other human, who is gonna go here.
Did you summon a worker in every single round?
No.
You didn't summon in the first round.
Yes, that's correct.
But you did summon at least one in every other round.
Yes.
Did you summon 2 in a round?
No.
Okay, then we are in round 5. I just hope I don't go back and put the timestamps on this and then be like, oh shit, we totally like dropped an entire round in addition to this.
No, we didn't.
Turn order token debacle.
Yes. But anyway.
The other option when you're playing it too, if you don't want to deal with the nightmare of this turn order conveyor belt thing, is you can just use turn tokens round 1 and 4 and just trade those back and forth. That's the other way you can balance that out.
I think that might have been a little easier.
It's easier, but I like it this way because at least we each get this once.
Well, you can start out with 1 and 2, and you've split. And
We've
then
switched
you take
it
3
before.
and 4, and then split.
That's what we did before.
Yeah, I think it's a little easier.
Yeah, but you end up in the same case. Someone's going to end up with 1, and the other person's going to end up with 2 twice.
Yeah,
whatever you do.
That is true.
Okay, it's your turn.
I just went. I just went here, and I got 3.
Well, I think
So-
I am going to need... I have to pay one of these, which I'd love to do. But I need food. I need to have plenty of food to pay them at the end, too. So, 1, 2, 3,
You only
4,
get the points off them if you pay
5,
them,
6,
right?
7. That is correct, sir.
Oh, shit.
That is very correct.
Ugh. This is just awful. I'm doing terrible. I cannot
doing
summon.
better.
I cannot summon these demons. I'm running out of time, and I am not going to get my goal. This just didn't gel for whatever reason. Now, did I go first last night?
No, you went second.
I don't know. It's a little puzzling to me. Well, okay. So hold on.
This is where the brain burning part of this game really happens, is in this last round, because you're like, oh, the first 3-ish rounds are like go so quick, and then the last round you're like, how do I get this all done that I need to get done? How do I manipulate things? You're gonna need to do some converting.
Okay, I was gonna say I am gonna pay. What does this mean? You go where and you get?
It's when you go to this spot.
Oh, okay.
Matches
So he has
the
to go
icon
there. And
the
then,
audience room. So
all
if
right.
you summon more demons, you will
I'm
get
gonna use
more
the
food
goblin
and EP.
tank. There's the dispatch cost to go here. So I'm gonna get to look at a couple more. These are both. Yeah, neither one is going to be within reach. But I guess I'll take this one. Whatever. And then this is going to go on the bottom so we know when it comes up. Okay, and then what I'm going to do is pay 3 of these. 1, 2, 3 to get 4 of these, because I have to at least pay the workers I've got, or I'm gonna have like no score. So it's you're paying the dispatch cost. Is that correct? Yeah.
It's not a bad idea, just to start visualizing what I can afford to spend and what I can't. These are all food this time, other than him, so that's good. I think I'm fine. I think I am gonna win, though.
I think you are too.
Oh my god. Well, so I want to get these done. How do I do that? Oh, I still have one to summon as well. So I would like to get... The Warlock allows me to ignore things, but the Minotaur would let me get +1 on that.
Oh,
I'm going to send the Minotaur here, and I'm going to... His dispatch cost is 1, and then I have to pay a troll toll of 2, but that will allow me to get +1 on my weapons, so I will be able to get 3 weapons.
Can I just retcon one thing from my trip here? Can I get can I spend 2 of my weapons to get 1
Sure.
gem?
I'm fine with that.
Okay. I just realized I should have done that.
Mm-hmm.
And
yeah, sometimes at the war room, you know, it might take a little bit of, okay, what should I convert into what? What's really going to help me? So, you know, just give people a little time. And if they need to do a slight retcon, you know, that's fine.
It is, because this is so chunky at the end.
It is. Okay, well, it's your turn again, then.
All right, so I'm going to have to pay the jack-o'-lantern's dispatch cost. He's going to go here. So when he goes there, I get 1 EP.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm going to summon Cerberus, which will cost me these 2, and then this. Mm-hmm. And then that'll give me his... Oh, yeah. His I won't be able to actually do anything with him, but I do have to pay his dispatch cost if I want to get those 6 points at the end. So that's
I'm going to dispatch my goblin to... Do I need all that, though? Yeah, let's send him here. I'm going to have to pay an extra 2 food. And I'll get 3 from there plus 1 from here. So that's 4 sacrifice tokens. Okay. Your turn.
It is, but I'm not really sure that I can do very much, because I can't pay any of these costs. And I might be able... No, I don't think I can summon anything else, because I don't have enough resources to do that. So there's no point in sending Old Dragon to... Honestly, yeah, I think I'm done, because there's nothing I can do.
Oh, you only have 1 worker left? You
only
can't
have
summon anyone?
No, because look at these were big ticket ones.
Oh, you never got Dullahan in there. That's sad. So, but with Dullahan, the thing I wanted to explain to you and to the people at home, Dullahan lets you double the resources you get from a spot. So if you manage to summon him, he's pretty expensive dispatch cost. He's 3 meat. But if you send him to a spot, you can get double. So like 8 meat instead of 4, for instance. But the cost to go there is also double. So if you tried to send him to evil worship, you'd have to pay 8 souls in order to get that stuff. But that would double the resources you get there. But his dispatch cost and any additional troll tolls, those are never doubled. Just the cost printed on the card.
So the dispatch cost isn't doubled.
No.
It's just
the whatever you would get from the card and the additional cost printed on the card. Yeah. But not, you don't have to pay double like 4 per token or anything like that. So I just wanted to explain that about that, because this is the only demon that has a kind of caveat like that.
Yeah, and he was just too expensive.
Sad.
And so you can see I can't activate either of those. I can't send this worker to any of those because I don't have enough.
Okay.
So I think that means I'm done.
You're going to hate me a little bit, but I'm going to need you to stay calm while I do finish out my last 3 turns.
I'm just gonna go scream in the background.
Because I have my warlock who lets me ignore certain things. So,
Boy, I really sucked. I don't like Beelzebub.
should have been Satan.
I should have been.
Okay, I'm using the warlock to go here so I can get... Oh, I don't get the +3. It was only from that guy. So should I send him there just to get 4? It probably is more efficient. Whatever, that's what I did. And then... I need another gem. Be nice to... It'd be nice to get all 3 of these. I'm so close. Not that close on that one. I need a lot more weapons and another gem. So I think... Let's see here. Well, I'll pay the cost for these humans. Maybe they'll just be expendable for me. I'll get another gem. That'll let me complete this one. Yes, that's 3 sacrifice tokens and 2 gems. This one is completed, so those are completed. I need 3 more weapons, though. This is probably... And I do have 1 more worker to summon, demon to summon. But it's the difference between 6 points and paying him with food I'm probably not going to have, and 8 points. So, and I still have the bonus of 5, and I'm clearly I don't have much to worry about from poor little Richie over here. So I'm just going to send my human here. I do have to pay 2 more food, but that way I could oh, I don't have anything to convert, and I don't need more planning cards. Maybe I shouldn't dispatch her at all and just call it a day. Because I'm not going to get enough weapons. I'm not going to be able to convert. I want to make sure I have... I do still have this. You know, yeah.
What are you doing?
Let's do it. So... I put the wrong token there. I meant to put this token there.
But now you have to pay the coins.
I do have to pay the coins and her dispatch costs. I forgot I have all this other food over here too. That I put on my...
But you still need that at the end. Or you don't get the points from them.
Well, this is a lot of points too.
Alright, what are you going to do?
I'm going to convert these 3, because I don't need these 3 really. I mean, one of them to pay for the orc, but he's only 3 points. So I'm going to convert 3 of these. Oh, 3 of the sacrifice tokens is still only going to be 2 blue. That's not going to be enough, actually. I think you're right. I think this is not worth it to do. What might be worth it to do is summon 1 more, but then I wouldn't be able to complete these planning cards. And I don't think I need to do all that. So yes, I am going to pass and take my 2 back. Did I already take my 2 back?
Let me see.
From retconning her?
Yeah, there were 4 over there, so you did.
I did. Oh no, I took some off here, so I didn't take the 2.
No.
I think...
No, you didn't have that many.
I retconned that several times. No, because I had some on here, and then I switched them back over here. So yeah, I need to retcon her completely.
How do you have so many coins over there now?
Okay,
you shouldn't have
3
that
back. Fine, if you're going to bellyache about it.
Well...
You're going to be a little crybaby. I guess I would need the 5. So let's just take those. These guys are... I paid for that guy, but the other ones are toast. Which is fine because, like...
No, this one.
I have plenty of points for my planning cards. Okay, so that's the end of the game. Because I'm passing. And, yeah, that last round is always...
Tough.
Yeah, you had the same issue I had in the last game, which is I didn't summon enough workers, and I didn't have enough actions in the last round to get done all the things I needed to get done. So...
It's hard.
It's time to score. So... First things first, if you manage to summon all but one of your demon worker, you get a bonus of 5 points. So give me 5 points, please.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Rich was 1 away from getting that bonus.
Unfortunately.
So then you will pay your workers one last time and get points from that. So you can go first, actually, with them.
Okay, so we have, let's see. 4 and 6 is 10. Mm-hmm. And this is actually 11. No, wait, 2. Oh, yeah, it is 11. So 10 and 11 is 21.
You can just do them one at a time. I think it's a little easier.
Oh, okay. 2.
And then flip them over to show that you paid them. Just go one at a time.
2.
Then your old dragon, he needs feeding. Num, 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 num.
3. 1, 2, 3.
Mm-hmm.
4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And this one is 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And this one is 6. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
You didn't get any of your planning cards? Oh, those are all really expensive.
They're all, well, this one wasn't, but I got it kind of late. And it's kind of expensive.
It's a lot of sacrifice tokens.
A lot of sacrifice for only 8 XPs or EP, so I don't really... Yeah, I didn't get any other... That's it.
Well, I'm kind of glad I didn't feed all my workers, because otherwise this would be an absolute annihilation. But 3 points for me. Oh yeah, I'm not going to be able to pay him. I didn't see the point. 5 for my warlock.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
And 5 for my Medusa.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
I could have used her more. Then, I didn't get this planning card, the Purge Operation. I guess we're going to have to continue to have love and morals.
Oh.
Maybe less so morals, but definitely love. Because I got 15, 15, 30 more points.
So you're at 20, 30 more points would put you there.
I got exactly 50 points.
To my 30 points. What was the difference? What was it last night?
I had 49, which so only 1 less point than I just got now because I could have fed more, but I decided not to because I was really focused on getting these planning cards. And then you had 63.
49 to 63. So yeah.
So
even more of a bloodbath today.
I would say, and generally, has that been the case when we played it before? Not as much. But it is tighter without those 2 cards. Before we've played with the 2 extra locations or extra worker spots, which just they give you, you're only supposed to use them at 4 because they just kind of open things up and make things a little too easy, kind of. But it might have helped you in this case because you would have to have paid as many troll tools. You could always go here to the trash dump and get +2 food. And the cemetery, you just get those 3 things, which is a hodgepodge of things. But
we could try it next time.
We'll try it again. We've tried it several ways. Obviously, there's no official 2-player mode. And we're kind of, improvising a bit. But I think it still works pretty well at 2. I would just be concerned about the balance at 2, which is one of the reasons I think the designer probably intended it as a 3 to 4 player game. Because at 3 and 4 players, obviously, there's going to be even more tightness with the troll tools.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it'll get really crowded. But I think also having those 2 extra spots at 4 helps balance that aspect. I think 3 probably would be the ideal player count for this.
Probably 3.
Probably. But I still really enjoy it, just playing it at 2. It's a really tight resource management puzzle. Resource management and conversion, which those are kind of 2 different skills. Which I was doing... that orc, though, with all the money, with the food generating power, that's what really did it for me, I think. But I don't think it's like overpowered necessarily. I think if you'd gotten Doulahan out, that would have helped.
Yeah, he was one of the first ones I picked. In fact, he might have even been
now,
the first one I picked.
I think when you started to realize that you weren't going to get the planning cards, you probably should have tried to summon the Goblin King, because he would have given you points. And that could have helped you.
Yes,
eat up
and
the
every
difference.
time you send him anywhere, you get 4 EP.
Exactly. So, like, if you'd gotten him out a little earlier, sometimes it doesn't always behoove you to do them out straight in order, maybe. You know?
This one actually was cheaper than this one.
So, I think, obviously, the cards you draft at the beginning, super important. Super important. But I think the 2-player draft that we did worked out pretty well. But I think just you were trying a completely different set of cards.
So
basically, it just didn't work out for you.
And see, I didn't even really get to use the Cerberus.
That's what happened to me last time. I had 2 really good cards I
only had,
use.
besides 2 humans, I didn't really have any super powered cards or anything.
I am personally of the belief you have to summon in that first round. You have to get them out early. Yeah. That's your number 1 priority.
And I let that kind of go because...
You know, you were doing 1 per, but I think you should have tried to summon 2 in one of the rounds. That one.
Well, this was the first one I got out, was Old Dragon, and it's hard because this was, summoning cost was a little steep.
I think you were thinking of that summoning cost as maybe cheaper because it's only 1. But yeah, I think maybe you should have... Where are your other ones? Put them out. I probably would have started by summoning... either one of these first.
Do you know how hard it is to get those, though?
Those 4 weapons? You just have to go there twice.
Well, you only have 2. At the beginning. You only have the 2 humans at the beginning.
True.
It's really...
I think that setup, you should have drafted a card that would have been a little cheaper to do quickly. That's why I drafted this guy, because I knew I was for sure going to be able to get him out in the first round.
So, you guys get in our ears, because I won last night, and I had the orc, and he won today, and he had the orc.
That's a really good ability.
If you played this and you won, but not had the orc, maybe you'll share with us some strategy.
And then I had the warlock, too, because he let me ignore some troll tools, and that was really helpful in the last couple of rounds.
That is good. You had that one
This
last
Minotaur, though, this and this, that was helping me a lot to get those weapons. Mm-hmm. And Medusa's also really good.
I had Medusa last night.
And maybe she's the one, because she gets you those gems. You should have... Well, if you had the dragon and Medusa.
In any case, you're gonna play this, and you're gonna find that sometimes you win and sometimes you lose.
It's different every time. Yeah, it's very replayable. The replayability on this game is quite high. So, like I said before, with this, we messed this up. I want this to work. This conveyor belt thing.
That was the only thing I didn't feel worked.
So, the way you can do it, the way we did it before, is we started with 1 and 2. Then we switched on the second round. You can do it that way. Then we take 3 and 4.
So whoever got 1
for round
got
3. Then switch. Then you go back. And then whoever was first in the first round gets 1. And whoever was second in the first round gets 2 again. So that's the same as in the first round. So that's a slightly easier way to do it. It's less asymmetric than what I did with the conveyor belt. But, or you can just, as I said, there's a 2-player mode that's on BGG, which we played through yesterday, which actually, it worked okay, where you just switch 1 and 4 back and forth.
That might be the fairest, actually.
It probably is.
Because they're very similar.
Because I think what I did with the conveyor belt gives the second player an advantage, potentially. So, you can basically house rule it however you want to do that with the turn order.
I think so.
But the most important thing when you're playing 2-player is you need to thin this Demon Worker deck and you need to thin the planning deck. The reason being just there's 2 of every card, and if you have that too, especially when you do the draft for the Demon Workers, it's going to be much more random, and you could end up with multiples. But if you want multiples of the same Demon Worker in your draft, like let's say you wanted to get 2 orcs, but if someone had 2 orcs, like, come on.
They're gonna win.
So I think it's much better at 2 players to make it so that the deck of Demon Workers are all unique, and I think the same thing with the planning cards.
And in any
but
case,
actually, you ended up in a case where you had planning cards that were way too expensive, and mine maybe were a little bit more doable. But I mean, maybe you just weren't digging enough because you could have gotten this one or that one, especially because you reshuffled. So I think it's still a good idea to thin out the planning deck too, just so you'll see everything.
But in any case, what makes this such a great game is the strategy, but also just it's what we found with a lot of these Japanese designers is that
they do a lot with a little.
Exactly, they're like big box games that are in a little box that don't take up nearly as much real estate.
No wasted space.
Yeah, they're very efficient.
Yeah, so they basically got this gives me the feeling of a chunky resource management game like an UVA game or something like that in less than half the time. And definitely half the space. It's
quick. God, it goes too quick.
It is very quick. And so, but I really like that. It's like, okay, we start off, you get into it really quickly. It's like, oh, this is a really brisk game. Okay. And then you get to the 4th round, especially, and you're like, oh, I haven't been doing enough.
Exactly.
I only have 2 rounds left. What the heck am I going to do? And then you get to the 5th round and you're like, okay, I have made some choices.
Exactly.
And they were definitely choices, but they were also definitely the wrong ones. But sometimes in that last round, you can mental math and make it work. But if you're someone who is a very OCD min-maxer, you're going to have a lot of AP, especially in the last third of this game. So I would caution you, if you're playing this at 3 or 4 and you're playing with people that are prone to those things, it could become a 2-hour ordeal. And maybe just those last 2 rounds.
Well, there might be a few people that we play games with that I wouldn't want to play this game with.
If you are I think if you're playing it with people like that for the first time, curate their hands for them, their starting hands. Give them some good demons to work with so that they're not sitting there and they're just like, oh fuck the whole time, and it's taking them 10 minutes to figure out what to do, especially in that last round. Even with people like us, which we're pretty just do it kind of players most of the time,
I would say.
But even in the last round of this for us, we are always just like, okay, if I do this, then maybe I can do that and get that. But you have to make some tough choices. You can't have everything. No. I was like, I could get all 3 of these planning cards, but then I'm not going to be able to feed any of my workers at the end. And feeding the workers is a lot of points, as you can see. But if the planning cards are also really juicy too, and that's what really won me the game.
It is, because I did not get a single one of these.
And that's what lost you the game.
Yeah, this is what lost me the game right here.
Feeding the workers is super important, but those planning cards are equally as important, I think.
It's hard.
And the EP you pick up along the game, like I said, kind of doesn't matter.
Plus, you got out all but 1. Last night I got out all of my 6.
You did.
Gave me 10 points.
Then
today I didn't even get the 5 points. So, but I was real close. If I'd just gotten out 1, and my intent all along was to at 1 point.
How many points did you have on your workers? 3, 9, 10, 11, 15, 21, 25, 26, 27?
No, because I did not get.
Oh, if you'd gotten them all out,
Dullahan and Goblin King.
So I think the big mistake you made is not getting more of them out more quickly.
Well,
Because it's so night and day. And I don't think this is
I
that
think
swingy
I
of a
just
game.
picked some that, like this, the summoning cost is really a lot.
We're going to need to play it more.
See, I don't think you had... No, none of yours had a steep
These are the
summoning.
only ones I paid. I was very strategic
See what
about
I mean?
that.
Look at these two. These
There's
are...
a lot.
Yeah. So I think that was maybe a mistake. I could have picked one of those. Maybe
Now,
Goblin King or Dueling.
If we looked at what monster cards were not drafted by us that could have helped Mr. Rich over here, well, the Cyclops and the Fanatic were automatically out.
Oh, I had that one last night.
The Gargoyle helped. I mean, because he's free to dispatch. He's expensive to summon, but you don't have to feed him at the end either. You just automatically get those points.
Yeah, that was
so
good.
He's good. This guy would have been really helpful.
Almost got that guy.
And he's a lot of points. And he's not that expensive to summon.
Black Steel Golem.
The Demon Head could be good. It gives you extra planning cards. So there's that. The Basilisk. I liked the Basilisk last time, but he does eat up your EP a little bit. But you get a free gem. And also, he doesn't give you
anything. Yeah, I would probably not want that.
The Witch, though, she gives you the gem, but you need weapons in order to dispatch her every time. But she's pretty juicy at the end, too.
Yeah, that is.
And the Ghost is free. Free. But 0 points. But free. So that's very efficient.
Maybe I think I just had too many expensive and I needed a few cheap.
More balance.
Cards. Yeah, I needed better balance.
That's one of the things, though, that I think is so brilliant about this game and so replayable is the more you play it, the more you learn, the more familiar you are with these demon cards. It's like when you play Magic and you're trying to build a Magic deck. You start getting a sense of, okay, what kind of synergies and efficiencies can I create when I draft? And I really like that aspect of the game.
The other thing we didn't really touch upon, but I think it's worth noting is just this game is kind of charming. I like the the cards themselves are really cute, and
I love the art. But when I heard about the theme of this, it's like I have to get that game. Have to, no question about it. And then I saw it at Capital Books, which is our local lesbian-owned bookstore / game store. And I saw, because they carry a lot of...
This came from Capital Books?
They carry a lot of the Japanime localizations of Japanese games. So it's like, we have to get it. Have to get it. And I really wanted to play this for spooky season, but it didn't end up happening. But next spooky season, definitely this one. Even the rest of the year, though, we do need to pull this one out more. Which we played it occasionally. It's just been a hot minute. For some reason,
I should call and see it. Because Jennifer, that's a friend of mine, and she's always
fellow teacher
asking me. Like, she likes going to Capital Books to buy games. Her son is really into games too. I should call and see if they have Demon Worker, so that I could direct her to because it's his birthday.
Now, I highly recommend any of the Japanime releases. They're generally pretty good. They also have one that's a Sailor Moon one, Sailor Moon Crystal, which is supposed to be pretty good. I think that one's a multiplayer one with, I can't remember if it's drafting or some kind of deduction thing. But anyway, Japanime does a lot of good localizations of things. So
great game.
Yes. So Dandelions is still coming. I think we're going to try to film it later today, actually, and hopefully just release it.
We'll see.
But the next live we're going to be doing, I'll be back on Sunday to do more Metro X maps.
Oh, okay.
And I think, hold on, where's the calendar?
It's over here.
Do you have it?
Yeah.
Oh,
where's the calendar?
I think on Friday we're going to do Happy City.
Oh, good.
I wanted to get the expansion Growzilla, though. So if I end up
Happy City,
yes,
Growzilla.
So we might wait on Happy City actually while I wait for that to come in. So if not, we'll do Koi Koi on Friday and teach you lovely people how to play the most traditional of Japanese card games. So that's one we've talked about a ton on the channel, and we've just never played it on the channel, so that will be fun. The next week, we are doing Iki on Wednesday. And then I think next Friday, it'll be either Friday or Saturday stream. We'll do Jisha Academy. That's how you pronounce it. Jisha Academy.
We usually call it Jixia Academy.
Yes, but Jay over at Cardboard East corrected me on that one. So
how do you pronounce it?
Jisha.
Jisha.
So the X in Cantonese, I think, makes a sh sound. Jisha.
That's funny because that's what it makes in Portuguese too. Mm-hmm. The X.
And then in the week after that, we'll be doing Mermaid Rain.
Okay.
And Mindspace. And then I'm hoping the last either Monday or Tuesday will be either the 29th or the 30th. We will be doing Traders of Osaka.
Now, you have Mermaid Rain on the 24th. I will not be available on the 24th because I'm having a colonoscopy. Isn't that exciting?
Oh, what else?
And I don't even know if I could do it the day before because I'll be shitting my brains out.
What about the day after?
Day after is
no,
much
I can't.
more.
I can't do it the day after. It's gonna have to be the day before, maybe.
Do it on the Monday, maybe.
Monday would be better for you.
Yeah, because I don't know. I'm not sure exactly when they give you this.
And I'm starting a little later next Monday because Yeva's not going to be there on Monday.
Okay.
So, whoops, certain student. Okay, well, I have to go. So, bye. We hope you enjoyed Demon Worker. Tune in for more Japanese designer focused games.
Thank you, baby.
You're welcome, baby. And I hope we did okay teaching the game. That whole thing with the turn order tokens.
That was the only confusing part. And I think
I want to make it work. I would like to
know.
make it work for two. Again, you can just treat this as a 3 to 4 player game and not even attempt to do the 2-player mode.
You'd be losing out.
There is a 2-player mode on BGG that involves a bot player blocking these spaces, but you choose where to put the bot player's tokens. And I was like, well, I would always choose to put it on the audience room so that I don't have to pay troll tools ever against it. So I don't think it really did much, the blocking aspect.
We did play with that last night.
But the thing that did help with that, I think you definitely, in a 2-player mode, definitely take these 2 cards out just so it's not too open. Or if you want it to be easier, you can just play with them. And then maybe just alternate between 1 and 4. You can just do it that way.
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't let that be a barrier to playing this game. It's good at 2, really. We had fun.
Yeah. So definitely seek it out if you can find it. It's a super underrated game, in my personal opinion.
I would agree.
Okay, well, we'll see you guys on the flip side.
Bye-bye.
Bye.